honestly, saying what a strange time that we're living in doesn't really do it justice. I mean, seriously, Brexit, Trump winning the election. He's now, what do they call it? What do the Americans call it? President-elect Trump now? I just automatically assumed he's not president, but he hasn't been sworn in yet. So, yeah, I think that's an appropriate title. Yeah, things have gotten weird. I don't know if it's exciting. I mean, it depends on who you talk to. People are excited, and people are depressed. It depends who you talk to. Me, I guess you could put me in the camp of really excited. I mean, I was for Brexit. I mean, I'm kind of for Trump-ish. I don't know how I feel about him, but I will say this: I prefer him over anything over Hillary at this point. Which is strange because you would not if you would have told me, give or take probably like 4 to 3 years ago, if you told me that I would be happy with these outcomes, I would have said you're fucking crazy. Seriously. Everything has changed. I think I'm not gonna say that my political alignment has changed. But I will say I'm no longer to the left, which is weird because a lot of things happen to me. Not anything bad, but just like thinking wise, just seeing the things, how things going, how people are treating each other and stuff like that. I guess you could say I guess you could say I took the red pill. I think that's the reference people are using now. But I always thought that term was for, what's the group called? MGTOW? I think that's what you call them. I think they use the phrase a lot. It means I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. But the way I'm using it, the way people are using it nowadays, is for people who have awakened, who have seen the way things are now. Like, I guess the reason why I'm making this video, I think I just wanted to make this video because to explain, not even to vent, but just to talk. You know, just to talk, just to randomly talk. I think this is a pointless video that I've made, but just to randomly talk how I got to this place, how I got to this way of thinking. Because before, like I said before, I guess you could say I was hard left. I was really hard left, and I don't know how I got there, but I think, what I'm about to say, I truly believe this, because I truly believe left has won the culture war. And when I say won, I mean like for a while. They have won the culture war for a while. The things I consume, the things I listen to, the things I play, like the games I play, like I'm an avid gamer, the things I play, it's mostly left-leaning. I guess that's what kind of influenced my way of thinking, influenced my way of seeing the world, I guess. I mean, for God's sake, 2 days ago, I mean, not every day, like 20 minutes, I was playing Deus Ex Human Revolution, sorry, Deus Ex Mankind Divided. And, I mean, if you pull back and you just look at the message that game says, it is extremely left leaning, and there's nothing wrong with that. It is how it is. I think that's what influenced me when I was younger, and not when I was younger, but you know what I mean, like a few years ago. But now things have started to change, and it was just because I was trying to pin. Because after Trump winning, I was thinking, how did I get here? You know what I mean? Like, how did I get to this way of thinking? How did I break off from that? And the thing is, with me, I think it's just the one thing. The cult-like mentality, for one, and the hypocrisy. Those were two things that really moved me away from that way of thinking. Because a few years ago, because like right now, because people are talking about, SJWs, feminism and stuff like that. A few years ago, that was me. I'd like to think I didn't. I mean, yeah, I was a feminist, and I was like hard to the left, but I like to think I didn't engage in that behavior. But I get if not even being truthful, if I'm being like realistic, I guess I might have acted. You know what? Yes, I guess I did act that way. The more I think about it, because it's just, I mean, I was like, a normal guy, watching the Young Turks, stuff like that. I know a lot of people go roll eyes. Yeah, I watched the Young Turks. I used to call myself a feminist, and I guess I engaged in some behaviors that would deemed deplorable, I guess. But not in the way he really used it. And one of those actions was treating people differently because they have a different opinion than me. Or one of the worst cases, which I've grown to hate now, but I did ashamedly engaged in, was adding motive. Like, adding motive to the way people think. Like, for example, if someone's against the welfare state, I used to be like, oh, you just hate poor people. You know what I mean? Like, adding horrible motives to you just because you have a different opinion than me. And again, it's one of those things that, looking back, that I hate. You know, it's like one of those times where you look back in your life, like, for example, when you look back, to how you acted in secondary school, or how you acted in primary school, or you Americans acted in high school, and you're like, fuck, I wish I could change that. Yeah, this is one of those things for me. If that's just one of those things I would, if you told me if I could turn back time and one of the things I would change, that's one of the things I would change, not to act that way, because it's just really, it was, like I said, it was really deplorable. So how did I become the way I am, that basically no longer to the left? I guess people was like, well, have you become conservative? I wouldn't say so. I think, I guess you could say it's not that I'm too much of a pussy to do it. It's just that I'm just not in the mood to be betrayed again. Do you know what I mean? Like, everything that you once, everything that you once believed in, every people that you trust, like for me, for example, let me just point out the Young Turks, because I used to be a huge fan of them. And then later down the line, you start looking, you're like, well, these guys are going crazy. And then a few years later, like, wow, these guys are just full-blown race-baiting, crazy people who just demonize you for the different opinions. And it's just, I'm just not in the mood to be betrayed again. Because this is twice this happened to me. One with the Young Turks and one with feminism. I used to call myself a feminist. But then I realized you don't really need to call yourself a feminist in order to promote the idea of equality. I think and one of the reasons why I left feminism, it's just like I said, hypocrisy and demonize other people for having a different opinion than you, and that was one of the two things that made me leave. And one of the big things that made me switch, that made me, I'm like, you know what, fuck this, was Gamergate and Brexit. That was the two things that made me not even switch, but to leave. It was just so cultish. I think with me, one of the big bits with me, the things that happened with me that made me like question, it was the Young Turks. Like I said, I was an avid gamer. But then there was one of the story, I forgot what it was called. I forgot which video it was. But it was Anna Kasparian talking about EA. And then for some reason she just brought in Republicans and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I forgot what the video subject was about, but it was the way that she there was a way that she added that she forcibly mixed politics to it, and it was just like, whoa, what the fuck? I thought you guys, it was just, it became too tribalistic for me. It was just me stepping back, and I'm like, wait, hold on. Because it did become tribalistic. It's like, the right is wrong, and the right is disgusting, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, the right is disgusting, they're deplorable, they're hateful, they hate women, blah, blah, blah. But when she started saying that, it was just like, whoa, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? It was so weird. It's the same thing that happened with feminism, where it's just like, it's when they start saying, if you disagree with me, like for example, there were women who are anti-feminist, right? And they were like, it's the language the thing that broke me was when they said, oh, don't bite the hand that feeds you. You when they started saying that, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on here? And I was just blew back there. It was just, what the fuck's going on? But the thing that really showed me their true colors, I mean, not people, but the establishment to the left. And what made me realize that the left controls everything was Gamergate. It was a Gamergate. It was just, fuck Zoe Quinn or Nia Sarkeesian, none of that. It was how the press reported it. It was so weird. There was no objective reporting. It was just listening and believing. It was just, there was no facts behind it. It was just attacking. Oh, because the person who was engaged was women, you people who weren't even like attacking her, but questioning her. How dare you question her? And it was just this is not liberal thinking. It was really surreal. And when they start to demonize men, toxic masculinity and all that shit, and I was just like, what? It really was insane. I was like, all right, you guys are crazy. It was the way it was that. But it was also how they treated other people who has different opinions than you. Because once you start shutting down or demonizing people who have a different opinion than you, you're no longer the group that you're trying to present yourself. You become a cult. And that was scary. I was like, you know what? No way that I moved. But then when I stepped back, because the moment that I stepped back from the Young Turks and from feminism, where I just stepped back and just looked how they treat other people, is when I started to wake up. It was when I started to see. And it was just really, really scary. It was just like, they were like, shouting at people. They were like demonizing people. Like, for example, there was this one video, like I said, I completely forgot. Like, this is like unedited thing. Like, it's like late in the night now. I'm just extremely tired. Not even extremely tired, but it's just late at night. But you know what I mean. And it was one of those videos where all feminists just gathered. There was like a men's rights meeting going on. And I was like, yeah, sure, I don't care. Like, there was a meeting going on. Like, what does it bother me? Like, let them have the meeting. But then all these feminists came and started shouting and demonizing and spin on them. And it was just like, how could you say that you're open-minded for equality if you're gonna? And that was one of the things that that really pushed me out of feminism. Is that there's just so many different kind of feminism. You just got really retarded. It's like there's equality feminism, gaming feminism, blah blah blah, and they were like, it's like feminism doesn't mean only advocating for equality for women, just for men too. I'm like, if that's the case, then actually do it. If you're saying it advocates for men and women, actually do it. If there's an organization advocates for men's rights, or making or explaining or talking about men's issues, and then you start demonizing for talking about men's issues, then you're not for equality of men and women. It's just be honest. Just don't say shit like that. It was fucking weird. But But it was those kind of things, like the Young Turks. They were like taking the piss. They were like demonizing Fox News, and rightfully so. Like demonizing Fox News for tactics of misquoting and tactics of editing videos and stuff like that. They were using horrible tactics. The Republicans, the conservatives, were using horrible tactics. They were they were demonizing other people and stuff like that. And yet, when I step back and look at the Young Turk videos and what Cenk was saying, they were doing the exact same thing. I'm like, what makes you any different? And it was just weird. And I'm just like, you guys are not serious. But the thing that really put me over the edge. What I mean, put me over the edge, meaning that I'm no longer considering myself to the left, is Brexit. That was the moment that's made me okay. I guess that was one of the moment that made me, I guess you could say, take the red pill. I guess I know a lot of big time people get angry for me for saying this, but that was the moment where my eyes just, wide open. My eyes were just wide open while I was awake. Because when the Brexit thing happened, not even happened, when the whole vote passed, it was before that. It was when everyone was saying their arguments. And I was just like, people were saying, oh, we want to leave because, democracy, sovereignty, immigration and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, okay, these are legitimate arguments you're making. Then I heard the people on the Remain side, they were making, arguments. I'm like, yeah, I can see the argument. So I was balancing out these two arguments. I'm like, you know what? Because personally for me, if I say I'm for democracy, this is like the ultimate putting my money where my mouth is kind of thing. So I was just like, you know what? Yeah, let me just vote for leave, right? And it was just this. And then later, there's this onslaught of people started demonizing people from the left, from people who voted leave, saying, oh, if you vote and leave, you're a racist, xenophobic, homophobic. I don't know how that got in there. But you hate Europeans, you like this, you like that, you like this, you like that. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But then after when Brexit happened, that's when I truly saw things the way they are. People started demonizing. People saying people shouldn't be allowed to vote. All people shouldn't vote and stuff like that. Whoever voted leave are disgusting and hateful people. And the thing is, it was what they said combined with what the mainstream media was doing. They weren't reporting it. They were reporting horrible things that leave voters were doing, and rightfully so, as they should. Like attacking other people, like attacking Polish people. I forgot what it was, Polish or Poland people. I forgot. And there was crimes of racism going around that I agree that should be tackled, but it was happening on both sides. But the mainstream media, like the BBC, Channel 4 and all that shit, they were only reporting on one side, yet people who were bigoted towards the other side, saying that they were hateful people, they were disgusting, should never voted, that was never reported. And more often now, no one was even like no one was even on the mainstream media was not attacking, no one was bringing to light what the Remain voters were doing. They were acting like, not all Remain voters, obviously. Well, yeah, I mean, if I was a dick, I would be like, all Remain voters were acting this way. But that was never reported. What the Remain people done, the abuse that people took from the Leave side, it was disgusting. And it was just like, how could you say you're for like, tolerance and love and peace, and yet you engage in this disgusting behavior was astounding to me. And the fact that astounds me even more is that left-leaning publications didn't even talk about it, didn't even report on it. And it was just like, this is absolutely disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. And it was just mind-blowing. And I was just like, how could this have happened? Not how could this happen, how could this go on? How could you say you're for this and yet and yet act the opposite just because someone doesn't share the same opinion as you? And it was really, really sickening to see. That was really, for me, I was like, that's what made me extremely cynical, and that's what made me think the way I do today. This is what made me no longer consider myself to the left, because the way I see it, I didn't leave the left. The left left me. The moment they start saying they're open-minded and for tolerance and love, and to put people's ideas first rather than their characteristics that they cannot change, i.e. skin color. And then when someone has a different opinion than you start demonizing them just because they don't have the same opinion you need. That's what turned me off entirely. That's where I discovered the term social justice warriors and stuff like that. It was just mind-blowing. And all of the things that we're seeing happening today, like with Brexit and with Trump, it's all because of the left has done. It's basically a reaction of what the left has done. I mean, not for Brexit, maybe. I mean, yeah, you know what? I'm going to include Brexit in it. Yeah, because the results of Brexit and Trump winning the presidency was all because of the left. It's the left's fault. The key of this is discussion. Open discussion. I don't mean Shank Yogurt discussion where it's like, we're open-minded with a discussion. Oh, you have a different opinion than me? Then you're a racist, xenophobic, you're a hateful person. No. This is what drove people to this. This is what I believe why Trump won. Because people are tired of being demonized. People are tired of being called racist and all the other is. Because they don't share the same opinion as you. Especially when, like, for example, the thing that got me weirded out was, especially here in this country, in the UK, where immigration is now a taboo subject. Immigration is now a race thing, which is one of the... Every country on this planet has borders. I mean, if you look at a map, there's a squiggly line there, borders. It's not a new concept, and the way people are treating it is like it's something new, something taboo. And if you engage in that subject, you are racist. And you know what? And you know what? I'm glad that Trump won. Because when Trump won, I knew people were going to react this way. I knew it. I didn't know it was going to be protests. I knew it was going to be protests, but not to extent. Not to this people damaging property and stuff like that. It was just insane. Same with what happened here in the UK, where we had a democratic vote. People voted leave. And yet the people who lost were marching saying they... some cases want another second referendum. I'm like, that's not how democracy works. And it was just weird. It was just, it's not even weird, it's just scary. It was just fucking scary, man. And it was just absolutely mind-boggling. It absolutely mind-boggling. And I think we are seeing a pushback. This is the pushback now, and I'm seeing because everyone was saying Trump was not going to win. CNN, MSNBC, a lot of them saying Trump was never going to win. Like a 1% chance going to be nominated. And look what happened now. He's now the president of the United States. Britain was never going to leave the European Union. Britain now left the European Union solely because people were demonizing the other. There was no real discussion going on. I mean, honestly, what did people think was going to happen? No, honestly, if you're going to say to me, oh, you want to leave the European Union? You want to support Trump? You're a hateful, racist, bigot, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck do you think was going to happen? That people would be like, oh, shit, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm not going to do that. No, people will vote. It would reinforce their ideas and makes them even more convicted to go through with the things that they were thinking. How can you convince people by yelling at them, yelling at abuse? And it's just mind-boggling. And I think we're seeing a pendulum swing to that. I'm starting to see the people that the left is starting to lose their grip on culture as a whole, because they did win the culture. Won the culture war, but I'm starting to see them slipping. Because now Trump is president is even more apparent that it's starting to lose. Because I'm looking at mainstream media and their reaction to this, and it's what I expected. It really was. Because I'm like, if they're gonna blame the voters for this, and guess what they did? They blamed the voters for this. Oh, I can't believe people are happy with this hateful bit. It's just insane. And I read a news article where a Muslim woman lied about being attacked by Trump supporters. But the thing is, the mainstream media didn't do their due diligence. They were like, okay, we heard your thing. Let's double check it. Nope. The Trump supporters attacked her, and it's a terrible thing, and Trump supporters are evil people, and it came out she actually lied. So this is now you see why I'm no longer considering myself to the left. And you would think I should be more to the right. It's just I'm just not in the mood to be portrayed again. I just try to live with a sense of principles that I set myself, and try not to be a hypocritical douchebag that assigns evil motives to people just because they disagree with just because I disagree with them. And it really is, oh my god, I'm just blabbering on for so long. What is this? It's like, oh god, I've been talking about this shit. I've been just blurring on some shit. I bet it's not even structured properly. I was just like, you know what, let me just sit down and just talk. I guess that's what I really need. I just need to sit down and just talk. Because this is a really interesting time to me. I can't believe we live in a time where memes will themselves to life. It's just weird that Pepe memes, Harambe memes, actually was partially the reason why Trump won the presidency. I'm done. This is an interesting time we live in. Oh, God. It really is an interesting time that we live in. And honestly, I'm excited to see what's going next. Better or worse, I'm really interested to see what's going next. I really am.